Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to share with you my top 0 to 6 month baby must-haves. So I've got a 7-month-old and a 4-year-old, and these are bits that I've used. I think the majority of them I've used with both of them. Okay, first on my list is the Next to Me. It's still there. We are so close to the limit on that. It's 9 kilos and Cecily is like a couple of grams off of that now, so we will be switching it out to a cot soon. But the Next to Me we have been using since the beginning. We also used it for a few months with Isabel as well, but she was more of a co-sleeper. Cecily hated it to start with. Like the first week she slept in the Moses basket, but this Next to Me is ideal for not having to get out of bed. If you're breastfeeding, you just grab them and bring them in, reaching over and patting them when they wake up in the middle of the night. And also Cecily seems to like, probably like most babies, the closeness, and a lot of the time I can just like lay right next to the Next to Me and sort of breathe on her and she knows that I'm there. This one is the Baby Low Snuggle something or other, I can't remember. I'll link them down below so that you can find them. Baby Low something. With Isabel we had the Chico Next to Me. We went for a slightly cheaper one this time because I wasn't sure whether Cecily would actually sleep in it, because like I said, Isabel was a co-sleeper from like 4 months old, but Cecily has slept in that most of the time. She's in with me from about 4 o'clock in the morning, which isn't ideal, but that one is a slightly cheaper one than the other one. And to be honest, I don't see that there's a huge amount of difference in them. I feel like the Chico one was slightly sturdier, but that might be because Cecily is a lot bigger than Isabel was and moves around a lot more, whereas Isabel was only in there till like 4 months, so who knows. With that you need obviously sheets and a mattress protector, and I would recommend getting a mattress protector for your own bed as well, because Cecily was a very sicky baby. She had reflux and we got through a lot of sheets and had to keep changing the mattress protectors as well, and if we hadn't done that everything would be ruined, because yeah, like I said, she was like constantly sick. Also on the theme of bed and sleeping, we had cellular blankets because sleeping bags start from £8. Daytime naps, I've never put either of mine into a sleeping bag. I always use a blanket for those like 3 times when they have napped independently. And also if she sleeps in the pram pushchair as well, we use a cellular blanket because they've got holes in them and don't have to worry about her suffocating them, because these babies do not have any survival skills whatsoever. And then yeah, sleeping bag. Sleeping bags are great. They can't kick them off. They can still crawl about in them once they get to that stage. We get them in different sizes and different togs. I haven't swaddled either of mine. I don't think they would have liked it. I know that Isabel didn't like it because she was swaddled while we were in hospital, so we've used sleeping bags, which is like a bit of a compromise there. They can still move their arms about, but they can't kick their blankets off. Next thing I've got is a baby wrap. So for the first, I don't know, maybe like 3 months, I baby wore Cecily all the time. I've got pelvic floor issues. I can't wear her anymore and haven't been able to for a couple of months now, which is quite sad. But John does still wear her. If he's trying to get her to nap and I haven't boobed her to sleep, then he will put her in the baby wrap, which is fabulous because it's like 28 degrees at the moment. He's absolutely loving that. I could hear it all last night. But that's ideal. Like, I could do housework with her in it. I could like sit down and actually get stuff done. And we didn't have one with Isabel, and I don't know why we didn't have one with Isabel. We've also got a carrier as well, which I'd recommend for like out and about, because I feel like when you're walking around loads with the stretchy wrap on, it does stretch and your baby ends up dropping down and you need them up here. But the more structured carrier, we had the same one with Isabel, we use it with Cecily. Fantastic for hands-free. Again, I can't wear her anymore, which it makes me sad. The next thing I've got is a bouncer. So we didn't get this until Cecily was 3 months, but this was ideal for as she got a little bit bigger and a little bit more alert and she wanted to look at what was going on, for putting her in. So when I was having a shower, I'd put her in it. When I was cooking dinner, I'd put her in it, just so that she wasn't laying completely flat and could see what was going on. I think they're only recommended for like 20 minutes at a time because of they're not flat. But this is definitely ideal for when you've got that slightly more alert baby that just wants to be involved in everything that's going on, but they can't sit up yet. And you know, I couldn't carry her in the wrap when I was cooking and stuff. So the bouncer was ideal. And we had a bouncer with Isabel, and that was at one point for about 3 or 4 months, that was the only way we could get her to sleep, was to rock her excessively in the bouncer and then take her out and hold her, or like have her in the bed next to me. It was terrible. So a bouncer for me is always going to be like an absolute #1 thing. Next on the list I've got the cart. Probably should have done this along with the next to me. So this was ideal in the first, I would say probably 6 weeks, because Cecily needed nappy changes in the night, she needed outfit changes, I needed like as many muslins as possible, and having the cart that I could just move around was perfect. Put everything in it, snacks, drinks, ideal. It's now going to be repurposed as like a craft cart for them in their playroom. But for the first couple of weeks, having everything I needed right next to me, especially with having a C-section and getting in and out of bed, was awful. It was just so much easier to have it there next to me. I could just put it all onto the bed and do everything I needed without even getting out of bed. My next thing is a Playmat Toys. We got this for Cecily when she was about a month old, and like obviously at that age they just sort of lay there and look up at the stuff, but as she got a bit bigger she started to interact with it, and because there's stuff on the side and that, it encourages them to like reach over and practice rolling, which Cecily is, you know, she can do that completely now. But I think being on her playmat and having those things to play with has encouraged that a bit, and it gives Isabel something to do with her as well, because obviously babies don't play with other kids but they do interact. So Isabel and Cecily enjoy doing that, and now at 7 months old Cecily can sit up and crawl, and Isabel's not loving that so much. But at that stage, the smaller stage, yeah, they could just sit there with the playmat and play with the toys, and fabulous. Like the black and white and red toys that they recommend for babies, this was like a little set, and yeah, she loves those. She still plays with those out, and in fact I think Isabel likes them quite a lot too. Next thing is a little sit me up seat. So this we got when Cecily was about 4 months old maybe, because she wanted to sit up. She was showing signs of being able to sit up while assisted, so we got her this little seat so that she could just sit up occasionally. I think between like 4 and 6 months is a terrible age for babies, because they can't move, they can't sit up, they want to be involved in everything. So yeah, we got her this little seat, and now she uses it on a Saturday night. We have dinner in front of the TV and she just uses that for her dinner instead of dragging the high chair through. Next is muslins. I mentioned them earlier. We've got hundreds of those. It's not hundreds, we've got about 30 of them I think. Because she was a sicky baby, we got through them really quickly. Like, you can use them as a bib, clean up sick. They're great in this sort of weather to help cool everybody down. And we've got the 100% cotton ones rather than the more scratchy ones. Next one is a car seat, or more specifically an infant carrier. So you do get car seats that are marketed at being from newborn, and a lot of them aren't. You don't get a safe fit. So unless you get something like the Avianaut Sky, which is actually a newborn all the way up to like 7, you're better off with an instant carrier. We've got the Avianaut Cosmo. Again, I'll link what we've got down below, because it's one of like the ones that gives the best fit for the newborn. We've never had any problems with Cecily in the car seat. We've never had any problems with Isabel in her car seat either. Next is pram, and I mentioned this in maybe my like newborn must-haves or something. We thought we had a pram, we thought we had a travel system. Turned out that it didn't actually all survive the fire. We had to get an emergency one, like an emergency replacement, and this one, I really like it. We had Ickle Bubble Stomp V3 before, which I quite liked. This is better. John said it was easy to put together. It was easy to switch it from the pram to the sitting up seat. It's easy to collapse it and pull it back up again. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called, but I will put that on the screen. It's so hot, and now somebody is cutting their grass. Like, my brain is just not working. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'll put that on the screen and link it below so you can find it, because it was like a proper bargain. Next is a camera and a monitor system. Now, we were actually gifted this by Baby Sense. I genuinely never thought when they gifted it to us that I would be using it as much as I do, and it's great. Cecily doesn't nap on her own, and she hasn't napped on her own for quite a long time now, but it has been ideal for just setting the camera up when they're both in the living room, and then going off to like load the dishwasher or sort the washing out or something like that. Isabel's 4, she's sensible, but I don't like leaving them on their own without being able to see what's going on. I don't think that she'd do anything bad, but I can't put that responsibility on her. So these This camera system is fabulous for doing that. One day it might actually be used to keep an eye on Cecily when she's asleep. At the moment I can have one in the living room, one in the playroom, and just watch them while I'm prepping dinner or whatever it is that I need to be doing. And I didn't think that we would use it so much, but we do. It's fab. Next is a changing table. I've said this a few times, it seems to be like a polarizing one. Some people say you don't want them. I've seen some people say they're dangerous. We used one with Isabel. We're also using one with Cecily. As Isabel got bigger, it was the only way that we could actually change her nappy without her trying to run off, I think, because she was aware of like the height thing. Obviously we don't ever leave them alone on it. I don't see how they're dangerous if you don't leave your child unattended, but yeah, for us that has been a top newborn must-have, and all the way up till Isabel was out of nappies really, so like two and a half I think she was. And ours has got drawers and stuff in it, so it also doubles up as a chest of drawers. It's fab. You need a nightlight. I don't like having to sleep with the light on all the time, but it's easier just to have this on the whole time. This one changes colour and it changes brightness and everything. Again, it's the same one that I had with Isabel. I got it again with Cecily because it didn't survive the fire. And yeah, it's just ideal. It's not too bright, and as I said, you can change the colours on it, so we tend to have like an orangey red on because that's meant to help promote sleep, and it's portable as well. The next couple of things are like smaller things that you might forget about. First one is a baby care kit. So this one that we've got has got in it toothbrush, nail clippers, scissors, little hairbrush, a snot sucker. We've never used that. I've tried it. I tried it once with Isabel and it went horrendously wrong, so I've not used that, but it's in there in case anybody does ever use those. I've then got a pram suit. Cecily was born in November, so it was winter. She needed that. It's so difficult to try and imagine it being cold when it's like absolutely boiling in here and I've had to shut the window, but pram suit. And then a baby bath. So we just had one of those standard baby baths that go into the actual bath. With Isabel we used that up until she was about 6 or 7 months old, and I know that because we did like a 6-month breast milk shoot in it. Cecily grew out of hers way before that because she is a chunk and she's just in the normal bath now. We were thinking about getting maybe like one of the angel care ones, but we decided against it, and now she can sit up, so we just had like the £10 baby bath, and I'm glad we did only have that because like she was only in it for 4 months. And then obviously you've got like nappies and sleep suits and things like that. I'm not going to like go into massive detail about those because I have talked about them in the newborn must-haves video, and I'll link that below so that you can find it. But there we go guys, I think that is everything I've got on the list. It's absolutely boiling in here. Thank you for watching. Bye!